All right, Austin, good to have you, man.
Good to be here.
So, Austin, for those who don't know you, let's explore you a bit. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself and what are you doing?
Yeah, so my name is Austin Kourakin. I'm a book review blogger. My blog is ormreviews.com. And basically what I'm really into is personal development. So I run ormreviews.com, which is a book review blog specifically for books about personal development. So when I say personal development books, I mean books that are really just going to teach you, or they're going to get you to learn things about life they may not have been aware of before. So it doesn't have to be necessarily like self-help or spirituality or anything like that. I just want people to grow in their base of knowledge, essentially. So I do that. I also have a YouTube channel under my own name, Austin Kourakin, where I sort of share my own thoughts about personal development. And that's really it. That's what I do.
Cool. By the way, for those who are viewing, we link his website and his YouTube channel in the description below so that you can find him. He's also on Instagram where he has over 13,000 followers, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's like 13.8 right now, something like that.
Tell people, like, how did you go from zero till that number, and in which time span?
Yeah, so I started on Instagram in like last May, which at this point of the interview is like 9 months, something like that, somewhere around 9 months. Basically, what I did is I do inspirational quotes, or I wouldn't say inspirational, maybe not inspirational quotes, quotes I just really like about life from all sorts of different people. And what I did was, I think you just post quality content. You post a lot. I mean, I would post every day, usually at least once, if not more than once. I also engage with people a lot on Instagram one-on-one, which I think is something that a lot of people are not necessarily willing to do. So I'll try to answer every single comment people leave me. Every time someone follows me, I immediately send them a DM, try to talk to them, get to know them a little bit, which I think creates good engagement with people, because I get to they get to actually know who I am directly. And
quick question, do you automated services for that, or do you literally interact manually with each follower?
So what I do is, for the original DM, when they follow me, I use Whole, I think it's called Whole, for like the first message. Just because I just have so many followers, people at this point, like for me to send out like that message every single time it'd almost be impossible for me. And a lot of people don't respond, right? I send that message and they don't have any interest in engaging, which is fine. They don't have to. But for me, I send that message out that lets me know whether or not they're interested in engaging with me. And then if they are, then everything from there is me one-to-one. It's all me. Yeah. So I think it's a good compromise between practicality and engagement.
A bit like Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, is that what he does?
Yeah.
I love Gary Vay, man. I love Gary Vaynerchuk. He's been a huge inspiration for me. I think he's fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Me too. For me, the same. So anyway, like, how did you get into personal development? What's the story behind it?
Yeah. So really, personal development for me started, I would say, 5 years ago when I was 20 years old. And what it was I came from a small town in New Jersey, and I kind of was just like in a bubble, like a small town bubble where everyone kind of thinks the same. Everyone kind of just, does the same sort of thing. And what happened was I went from that small town bubble to a huge university, which is Rutgers University in New Jersey, which is like the main state university of New Jersey. And from there, Rutgers is like this hugely diverse school, if you know anything about it. And so what happened was I started getting exposed to all these different ideas between, people I was meeting, projects I was doing for school, or just things I was learning on my own. Because most of my learning actually was kind of me looking at things myself that I was interested in. And, it's kind of like you have free time, like for real in college, as opposed to like when you're at home and in high school, it's kind of different. It's like now you're on your own. You're free to really explore the things that you want to explore. So what happened was I started mostly actually questioning my religious beliefs. This was kind of a big thing for me because I was raised Catholic growing up. And so a big one for me was I started looking at questions about organized religion. And, after about, I would say, maybe almost 2 years of really, really looking into organized religion, like the origins of religion, and, why is it that people believe in God and all this sort of stuff. Basically, I came to the conclusion that I didn't want to be a part of organized religion anymore. That was kind of my big epiphany. Like, I didn't know anything about, like does God exist? Like, I don't know. But I could see that organized religion was kind of just something I didn't want. So I say that wasn't the start of my personal development journey, because that was the first time I really started questioning beliefs about life. And your beliefs, this is like the key thing to personal development, because if you're not questioning your beliefs, you're not looking at your beliefs, you have no chance of growing. Mm-hmm. And so much of personal development is you taking the beliefs that you've sort of been conditioned by in society and just examining them, being like, is this true? Yeah. Where's the foundation for this? Yeah. And
I think
crazy, it's crazy how far just that will take you.
Yeah. And I think it's also quite challenging, because there's so many contradicting messages coming from all over your inputs. All those books, actually, all those books convey like a different message, and you just pick it up and then you say like, okay, what I'm gonna do with it? Like, is it me? Am I going to implement it? And it's like, sometimes you leave it, sometimes you implement it. It's like, that's the beauty of playing with it,
Well, I always say that Orem Reviews I call it a treasure hunt, because for me is like, I'll take a book and what I'm doing is I'm treasure hunting. I'm looking through this book. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That I like. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good idea. And sometimes I might read a whole book and just take one idea that I like from it.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes I take a bunch of ideas. Sometimes like you just really resonate with the author and they change your entire perspective. But I call it like a treasure hunt.
That's actually a nice. That's a nice word for it.
Yeah.
So how do you find that balance between reading books and implementing stuff in real life, taking action?
Yeah. So this is really, really key, because a lot of people, they just want to read the books, right? Some people don't read at all. And then some people, they just want to read the books. And you're right. You do have to find that kind of like balanced middle ground. For me, what I do is, if I read something in the book, I immediately want to just kind of hold it in my head as like an interesting idea, it's a potential possibility. Mm-hmm. So for instance, I just read a book called Supernormal. Okay, so Supernormal is it's like this scientific book that examines weird paranormal phenomenon, like psychic abilities and all this kind of stuff. So really far out there kind of stuff, right? The kind of stuff people would just kind of immediately be like, this is nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And, again, this for me, this is like a treasure hunt. So I've never had any kind of personal experience with this kind of stuff. So what do? I take it, I say, okay, it's an interesting idea, hold it in my head, and just say, now I want to go get some personal experience with it. I want to actually go and try to understand this for real. And maybe it turns out it's all a bunch of bullshit, right? Yeah. I mean, that's possible. It could turn out to just be nonsense.
Yeah.
But you have to get that personal experience with it. So yeah, it's just a matter of just kind of taking it as like a tentative hypothesis, and then just making the choice. Like, I'm going to go out and get the real world experience. That's
actually good. I like that idea. Like, I had the conversation not long ago with a guy at a party, man. And his opinion was, so we started talking about books and like how I was into reading and stuff. And his opinion was that all personal development books were just a bunch of nonsense, and that they're all all the authors are trying to sell their books just to make a bunch of money and leave you clueless about life. And I was like, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know, like I mean, I get a lot from it because I'm an introvert, so I love reading and absorbing and experimenting. What's your opinion on such quotations?
Yeah, it's funny. I almost consider myself like, on one hand, I think I'm very, very critical. On the other hand, I think I'm totally naive. Like, if someone like says they have a good idea, like I'll just go examine it. You know what I mean? Like I honestly think there is people out there who do have good ideas, people who do want to help you, people who legitimately have good things to say. You just have to find them, right? Because of course there's a lot of people who don't have necessarily good things to say, people whose ideas, you know, maybe wouldn't benefit you. You just have to find them. And I think people who can't admit that those people exist, to me, you're jaded. You're cynical about the world. You're not seeing potential possibilities that you could do for yourself.
That's it.
It's kind of just blocked out that part of life.
Yeah, and it's also like, I mean, you let the market decide if the book is good. I mean, if the book is crap, no one would read it, and there wouldn't be so much good reviews about it. You know what I mean? So at the end, I mean, you should give it a try at least.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah, that's the big idea. Just kind of test it out for yourself, right?
Yeah, cool. So, Austin, what's your reading routine? How does your reading routine look like? Like do you read on a daily basis, or is it more like reading whenever you have time, or how does that look like?
Yeah, I would say I get some reading done at least every day.
Okay.
Maybe not like a whole bunch, but at least some every day. Because what it is I have two ways where I read. One is audiobooks, and I always have some sort of audiobook on my phone at all times, and I just take my phone with me everywhere. And if I'm driving, if I'm at the gym, or somewhere where like I don't need a lot of mental capital, I don't have to be like thinking a lot or like using my brain, I can just kind of just listen to like an audiobook while I'm doing that, right? So I'll do that. And then I also have books like in person, right, that I'll actually sit down and read. And usually what it is I'll save those books, the books that I'm actually going to sit down and read.
Yeah.
I'll save those ones that I feel are either going to be harder to understand or that are just going to be more significant.
Got it.
Because those are the ones I want to like really sit down and get into. Audiobooks are nice, but it's easy kind of just like to just not take it that seriously or zone out because it's just like an audiobook. You know, you don't have it right there in front of you.
Yeah.
So,
what tips would you give to beginning readers? Like, because a lot of people who start out, they hate reading, they hate sitting down with a book, and I mean, it's hard for them. So what would you recommend to do to those people?
Yeah, see, this is a tough one for me because I was just always a reader.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I liked reading. So for me to try to be like, how do I motivate myself to read? It's like,
yeah, I got it.
I don't know. But I guess what I would say is that it's like any other habit, right? Because I did have periods where I fell off and I wasn't reading. So I would say it's just a habit, man. When you like any other habit, it's like, look, man, just start, just read the book. It's going to suck. Okay. Just power through, just pick it up, read it. And then you're going to start getting momentum on that. Right. And then pretty soon you're going to get the benefits. You're going to start reading another book, and then bam, you're off.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, you're right. I totally agree. So how is your website, RM Reviews? How is it doing, and what plans do you have with RM Reviews in the future? Yeah,
so rmreviews.com, yeah, it's doing great. Getting a lot of really nice traffic. I did some updates not too long ago to like the formatting and that kind of stuff. Plans, RM Reviews is basically, I think, going to be like my home base for everything I'm doing, right? I'm going to keep doing the book reviews there, but as I do the YouTube channel, right? Yeah. Is going to be like the home base for the YouTube channel. If I start doing like some public speaking, like the rmreviews.com will be like the home for the public speaking.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like my home base. That's going to be like austinkourakin.com almost, right? But I'm always going to keep doing the book reviews because I'm always going to keep reading.
Cool. Yeah, love it. If you would recommend 3 books to the people out there, what are for you the most transformative books that you have read? Yeah.
So first one, without a doubt, and I hate to recommend this book to people because this can be a bombshell, but first one has to be Spiritual Enlightenment, The Damnedest Thing. By Jed McKenna. Yeah, by Jed McKenna.
Okay.
Like I said, I told you earlier, like off screen, that book will knock you on your ass.
Okay. Okay. I'm
No,
curious.
it really will. It really will knock you
I'll
on
write
your
it
ass.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first
Yeah.
one is spiritual
Read with
enlightenment.
caution. What's that?
Repeat one more time. Spiritual enlightenment by.
Spiritual Alignment, The Damnedest Thing by Jed McKenna. It's the first of a 3-part trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, but the first one's the best.
Cool. Second one.
Yeah, so second book, I would say 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Yeah.
Because that book is just, man, that has all the classic like personal development concepts that you would ever need. It talks about proactivity, talks about win-win scenarios, talks about seek first, understand, then to be understood. When you interact with people, talks about synergy. It's just, it has it all, man.
I feel like this book should be like, I don't know how to say it in English, but how do you say it? Like forced literature at school. This has to be something everyone has to learn, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's really that good.
Mm-hmm.
That you almost would want to do it. But here's the funny thing about that book. That book was in my house growing up for my entire childhood, but I never read it. Of course, I never read it until I was probably like 23 or something like that.
Okay.
So like, it just goes to show you that, you know what I mean? It's like, when you're ready, you're ready, and if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I would say the third book, the last book, would be The Power Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, that's a powerful one.
Yeah, so that was a book that I would say really started getting me into ideas about spirituality, and it actually like reading that book, it was crazy. I almost had like it really got me into meditation and like had me like my first kind of like deep spiritual experience. I would say it was almost directly because of that book, which is really crazy.
Man, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, New Earth. I feel like picking those books like up again like every other week. I'm not kidding. Like
Yeah, it's that good.
I think it's actually a good idea to have them on audiobook. Like just if you feel like a bit of stress or something like that, you can just pop them in and just listen to them. Yeah,
even just listening to Eckhart Tolle talk is like almost calming, right? There's like the bells in the audiobook. It's like do do do. Just like it's like ah.
Did you see his Instagram? Hey, he has fuck tons of followers, man.
No, I haven't. He probably has like at least like what 100K, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
To be honest, I don't see him like putting his Instagram his hashtags and stuff. He's way too he's too present for that. But
he's too present. Like no, these hashtags, they are in the future.
Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Austin, for that brief interview. It was really valuable, and I hope the viewers got something out of it.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this. That was great.
I'm gonna link for all the viewers. I'm gonna link his website, his YouTube channel, his Instagram in the description below.
Do it now.
Give him a follow. Check him out. He has really interesting reviews. I mean, I read a couple of them and I really like them. They're very personal, they're very like they're even funny, man. Like there's a personal touch to them. It's not like a boring book summary. It's something personal, and I love it. So
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, glad we're doing it.